What up? What up? What? It is us, Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs, brought to you by our wonderful fans, mostly Sam, who's been waiting in the queue to be able to speak his piece since he was late last week. He decided to be early this week. You know what I'm saying? Sam ready to jump out there, jump in, go up and show out. So we decided to come on board and let him hang out with us for one more Saturday. As always, I'm the People's Choice, Don Rodriguez, joined by on camera, on time, not at the buffet, got the Sideline Junkie shirt on with the chain, representing the big guy, KG. What is up, sir?
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it loud and proud. Our championship has been called into question.
Whose championship?
The championship of the Sideline Junkies podcast network of who is the flagship, who is the A team, has been called into question. So, you know, we got a couple young Turks that want to, you know, say a little something. But you know, I took the challenge, and I'm like MJ. I took it personally.
Oh man! So you feeling all gas, no brakes with it?
Oh, of course, man. And I actually got a question for you. I got a wrestling question for you.
Wait a minute, hold on. Before we get into all that, I do want to say that today's podcast is sponsored by Madden and the People's Elbow, which somehow has made it, ladies and gentlemen and gents and wrestling fans and marks, it has somehow made its way into Madden 26.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
People's Elbow has made its way, transcended all kind of sports and entertainment to be in the video game that has nothing to do with wrestling. That's when you know things have gone crazy. But I'm quite sure Dwayne is happy.
Well, anytime you can have the People's Elbow in a game, I think it's a good thing. And what you mean, Sam? You don't follow this DC lingo? What DC lingo? You got Baltimore, DC here, and with Sumo join, you got Carolina. I mean, you know, it's a little bit of something everywhere there. But what DC lingo?
We got JoJo joining us out there in Facebook land. What is up?
Please stay safe out there while you out there at work. Please, JoJo. A lot going on.
So, KG, you said you have a question?
Yeah. We talked about
the group.
Before. Well, yeah, it's for the group. I want everybody to answer this because I had a conversation with my wife earlier this week, and we were talking about being able to separate a person from their persona. Like, can you separate? We always ask, can you separate Chris Benoit, the mat technician, from Chris Benoit, the person? Can you separate Terry Bollea from Hulk Hogan? Can you separate who else? Can you separate Robert Kelly from R. Kelly? Me and my wife had this conversation. She brought up a good point.
Whoa. You done went too far. You done went too far. You can't mix Robert in there with everybody else. He did pee on some people. We got that on tape.
Okay, well, okay, right. But okay, take him out. Everybody else, can you separate them? And she said, no, you really can't separate them because whether it was the persona or the person, they still did whatever the act was. And now I might not do Casey and JoJo tonight. You might get a little bit of R. Kelly, but no Casey and JoJo.
Well, you already
tonight. Casey and JoJo for tomorrow.
Now you brought him up.
But
Sam says, don't judge a man. I still say, you know, sport, just like here. We'll pull back no, we ain't going to pull back no curtain. We ain't breaking our own kayfabe. But, you know, in sports entertainment, wrestling, whatever it is, they are portraying a character. John Cena on television is not John Cena. John Cena will tell you this. John Cena is portraying the character of John Cena. Two separate things. RDJ, Robert Downey Jr., portrays Iron Man. But he's not Iron Man. He's pretty, but pretty daggone close. Sam Jackson's Nick Fury though. But
I won't let you.
Tom Holland Spider-Man.
I won't let you say that because Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark through and through. Not saying that he can't play anything else, but nobody else. He can play anything else. Nobody else. I threw him out there just to mess with you. I threw him out there just to mess with you intentionally. But trust me, he is our Iron Man. He is our Tony Stark. Gosh daggone, rest in peace. Tony dead. Oh, Tony dead. All he had to do was wait. We're not gonna do this tonight. We're not gonna do this tonight. But here's what I don't get. I get it, but you have the power cosmic running through your veins. You can't snap everybody to come back and it doesn't affect you. Isn't that within the power of the Infinity Gauntlet? I believe so. I'm still not happy about it. I'm just upset, but I'm okay. Hey, I'm right there with you, man. I cried in the theaters twice. Tony Stark, and when Spider-Man said, "Please, Mr. Stark," I don't feel good. Everybody, grown men, crying. We left out of there in tears. We huddled and cried. And JoJo, John Cena didn't do anything. The worst thing that John Cena did was when he was married to one of the Bella twins, he made her sign a contract about living in his house. But he didn't do anything. Oh, that's cold-hearted. Cold-blooded. That is. Yeah, Sam, you got some internal issues here. We're not going to have you disparaging RDJ like that. He's, he's a situation. His comeback was great in his setback. Oh, snap. Here you go. Does it have juice in it? No. It's juice in it. It's something that is my guy. Sumo. I'm about to raise a glass to you with some shit in it. Brought to you by the child, the baby Yoda.
Yeah, I hope it ain't. Did it come with the shit in it or you just put some shit in it?
We'll find out how much shit it is. All right, first of all, good evening, Sumo.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to whoever and everybody. So everything's good, everything's fine. They're running a little behind, but yeah, I'm good.
We got a small question on the table because it was a question. It was something that I discussed with my wife. We had discussed it here before. And the question is, can you separate a character? And the examples I gave was, can you separate Chris Benoit, a mat technician, from Chris Benoit, a person? Can you separate Terry Bollea from Hulk Hogan? Can you separate people from the roles that they play? Okay. We said we was taking R. Kelly off the table. Can we separate people?
He wanted to bring Robert up into this. Because if we bring Robert up into this, then we got to try to separate Vince McMahon versus, Shitty McMahon, I guess.
Vince McMahon like shitting on women's heads, so it's a lot to do with that. But
which is weird because that's an Irish name. It's not German.
I say you can't.
You said
that's what my wife was saying.
I said you can't separate. You can't separate the person from the character because they're both. I mean, they're both the same. The same person. I mean,
obviously, none of y'all saw Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Wrestlers even say when they talk about their characters, what's the first thing that they say? My character is just myself times 10. My character is an extension of myself. That's how they explain their characters. So if they explain their characters in that way, that this is who they are, just turned up a little bit. Why shouldn't I? How can I separate the two? All that stuff came out of Terry.
So does that mean Billy
mouth.
Bob Thornton is Sling Blade?
Huh?
Is Billy Bob Thornton Sling Blade?
No, it was an interpretation of it.
Is Tom Hanks Forrest Gump?
Yeah, yes, they are, because those are parts of themselves, of them. They are playing parts, but they are extending themselves out into those parts.
I thought they were becoming another character or another person to portray the character. Rhea Ripley just did an interview with Alan. Oh gosh, I apologize. He does a lot of TikToks. Alan Ohms, I believe it is. Shout out to Alan Ohms. He goes and does a lot of stuff, good positive stuff. But he had an interview with Rhea Ripley, and he was asking her what's the difference, or was it Chris Van Vliet? No, I think it was Alan Ohms. But either way, Rhea was talking about it was Van Vliet. I'm sorry about the Miss. Both of them had an interview with Rhea, but Chris Van Vliet had a great interview with Rhea, and she was talking about how herself, Demi, was different from Rhea, and it wasn't until she, had a music when she was coming up, and she, handpicked her song, and who was gonna more so handpick who was gonna play it. And then, they created the song. She signed off on it bit by bit, moment by moment. She set it up to where when she does the stomp, it's timed because that's where she wanted that to be. That's how she wanted to sound. That's a motion that she needed to pull out. There we go. To be able to become Rhea Ripley. So, two different people. She's not Rhea.
Okay, well, she calls herself.
I think they're still separate.
The rule. Okay, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that you're wrong. You asked me for my opinion. I gave it to you. So I can't. When you give me the examples of Chris Benoit, Hulk Hogan, and even R. Kelly, I can't separate the entertainer from the person. I can't do that. So,
but we only truthfully have known, in the Benoit example, we've only known the entertainer of Chris Benoit. Hogan is a different caliber because we've seen Terry, because Terry went to Hollywood. Terry does a bunch of stupid interviews that gets him in trouble. Terry's just out there.
But Terry's not,
and he's out there, living off of Hulk Hogan.
Terry is not saying that he's Terry, though.
Right, that's what I just said. He's living off of Hulk Hogan.
Right, but
like Mr. T, living off of Mr. T. But Chris Benoit, who could tell us something, personal about Chris Benoit that other than he married Kevin Sullivan's, from what?
Chris Jericho, the Hart family. It's people that knew him personally. Everybody was shocked when this tragedy took place, which is
I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about us.
Oh no!
The layman's term marks. What could we say we can say that we can separate the two?
Okay,
we can say we know of the person.
You can only believe when somebody tells you who they are. You're supposed to believe them, right?
True, but pre social media,
did they tell us
who do we know personally?
What did I just say earlier?
Nobody.
We
only know the character of Chris Benoit.
Most people say that their characters are an extension of themselves.
No, I'm with you. I understand what you're saying from that.
Well, I'm going by what they are saying, not what I'm thinking.
Right.
Okay.
But we're talking about separating a person from the character. But we don't know the person of Chris Benoit. We only know the character. So when Chris Benoit, the person, does something, we can only quantify that as Chris Benoit, the person, because it's his real name. If Chris Benoit was called, Johnny Whoopajoop, Johnny Whoopajoop is the character. We don't know about this Chris Benoit guy. He just did something rogue and messed up. Okay, but man, I'll be playing Johnny Whoopajoop in SmackDown versus Raw forever.
But if somebody comes to you and says, "Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, what's the difference between Don Rodriguez and Don?"
Two different people. Two different people.
Really?
Yes.
You think so?
Oh, trust me, I know so. Two different people. To the extent that, I can say, like I said, I don't know if y'all heard me earlier, but, if you haven't watched Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, you should, because Holden McNeil talked about it. Don Rodriguez is see if I can get it right, fictional character that it was created many moons ago in No Mercy, and has been created in every wrestling game ever since, and was fleshed out as a character at Global Championship Wrestling, which was a OG way back before social media, EFED, where we had to create backstories, actually type up promos and send them in and all this other stuff, that level before we got to, where you can kind of do other things. So, he was created. I had to do the treatments. I had to come up with the backstory. I had to do everything on who this person was. Just be glad that I can't clone myself, because you'd also have two other characters on this show, Rain and Nemesis Enforcer, that would, fill out everything else to make it more exciting. But, you just get the People's Choice Don Rodriguez as a character. Same thing, JBG3 is different from the Nubian Sumo, in my opinion.
Okay.
Unless you tell me, are they the same? JBG3 and Sumo, are they the same?
Well, JBG3 would be my son, which does not exist.
Well,
but yeah.
I'm not trying to put all your business out there. Trying to, just I could.
Oh, you've already said my full government name numerous times.
Nobody remembers that episode.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just trying to see. You yelled at me, and I tried to do the right thing by just putting it out there. So if somebody was going to try to figure it out, then they'd be like, "Okay, the third." You can't do nothing for nobody.
Hey, it's in the ether now. I mean, shit, whatever.
Who knows what episode that was?
You put it out there already.
For the record,
what difference does it make?
For the record, this month we will be how many years old, KG? You just said it yesterday.
You're on mute.
You're on mute, technically.
Year number 7.
There we go. 7 years. Lucky number 7.
And I've been here 5.
There you go. Can you believe that? 5 years with your ass? Every week?
Wait.
I came in late.
Yeah, I know, but it's only been 5 years.
That's him. That's him saying.
I came in on y'all second year. After y'all second year.
I swear you've been longer than that. I swear you were around pre-pandemic.
I was, but that's more than that's
what, 2 years. What was it?
It was right before the pandemic when I started with y'all.
Yeah. Time flies. A lot of fun though. But for the record, while we talk about separations, the conversation for the little bit of curtain we pulled back was, hey, let's go ahead and, I want you to be a character. I want you to be as crazy and wild and whatever you want to do as you want to do. Make that Nubian Sumo character something big. Not be a turned up version of yourself. Make it a character. Now, you took that and did whatever you wanted to do with it, and that's what we got. Even though I'm still privy to, your little glamour shot picture that's in that's just Nubian at the end. We got your little ascot and all that stuff. I'm like, look at him over here trying to get his little son. We trying to get him a little trim tonight or something when he took that picture.
I was at a wedding. Thank you very much.
So you definitely was trying to get you some. That's the best place to get it.
Hey,
folks in the chat, let me know. Am I wrong? If you
had a wedding, ain't no better place to get something than the bridesmaid.
There you go. Well, I guess you guys might as well tell us the story now. Did it happen or what?
Nah.
God damn it! You had one job. One job.
I was being good that day.
No, okay. But the next day when she came over, you was up all night.
No comment.
No comment.
I don't know if you saw it, but JoJo
I'm not going to kiss and tell.
not on live TV, but pre-recorded TV. I'm telling all that shit. But racist rants and stuff like that. I mean, Hogan just blurred the lines. It's kind of hard. He made it more difficult, I will say, to separate the two.
And I'll say this. Now we talk about this, and Sumo had to get me in check with it. Let me give credit to both of you, gentlemen, for getting me in check with it, because I always say it as an adult. You look at Hogan and his run in the 80s during the golden era, and I was like, he never showed up on TV. You might see him on Saturday Night Main Event, and that's not cool because we lived to see him on Superstars, and then you guys had to explain the business to me. And I was upset at that point in time. But one thing I can say, he gave us a lot of memories. But when that the term of the night is the curtain being pulled back, when that curtain was pulled back, it wasn't what you thought it was. Like, I got people saying, man, I don't know how to feel about his death. Like, this dude was my childhood. But then hearing him say what he said, not once, not twice, but in 3 different occasions, hearing him say some disparaging things about people. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. And you got people actually feeling that way, like really, really conflicted on how to feel about this man's death.
Have you seen that?
And then, you got layers. Welcome to the show and the chat out of the YouTube-ness, Joni. Remind you of your dad. But I think the problem with Hogan, and you're touching on it, KG, is that there's emotion involved. Not just, like Chris Benoit, we didn't have really emotion. It was just fucked up what happened. But Hogan, that was our life. We didn't have anything else to go off of. We had one character that was created, indivisible and all that other stuff, to be the one. And that one was everywhere and took us through everything that we know. Transcended because it was just there. So when, the one is related to the person and the person does something, then it's hard to believe. But when a person is living vicariously through the one, now you've blurred the lines. Excuse me. Now you've got, like, is it Terry? Is it Hogan? Same thing with the sex tape, like, do I want to see my childhood hero, putting that work in? Not really. But Terry out there, messing around on Linda? For real? Curious, like, what do you make of that?
Have you all seen this fluff piece that TMZ did on Hulk Hogan?
No,
because I think it's too late.
Well, they put one out last week. It's about an hour long. I think I don't know where it showed up, but yeah, they did the interview they interviewed Vince. They had Jimmy Hart and Goldberg. They had a few people on there. But what made it interesting to me was there were only 2 black people on that whole show. They showed a picture they showed video of Mr. T from back at WrestleMania, and they actually interviewed Mark Henry.
I'm surprised they get Tony Atlas on there.
Now, Mark Henry, now it's funny. Okay, so I watched it without commercials. So it was like a 49-minute piece with no commercials.
Okay.
The first 30 minutes of it was all praises for Hulk Hogan. His career, everything he's done. They had Sylvester Stallone on there talking about Rocky stuff, his experiences with him. And they had Charlotte Flair on there talking about how he was the first person who showed up when her father got sick, and all kinds of stuff. But then once that 30-minute mark hit, that's when they started talking about everything else, and that lasted all McMahon. And that lasted all of 5 minutes. They were talking, Hogan. They asked Vince about, how do you feel about him going out and his last appearance on television when he went out and got booed? He's like, I was upset about that. I would not have presented him in that fashion. They presented him wrong. They didn't give him the pomp and circumstance that he deserved. Right. I would have done it completely differently than they did it. And I'm like, are you saying this now, or are you but you were because before you were, talking about how much they were brothers, and and all the stuff that they did with each other and all this and that. I'm like, are you saying that now because he's dead? Were you saying that before he died because he was all the stuff that he did against you with the steroid trial and all this and that? Were you saying that same thing before he passed away? Were you having these same feelings? So I mean, it was a fluff. It ended up being a fluff piece to me,
right?
But I mean, they could have gone. He could have the guy that runs TMZ, Mark whatever his name is, Mark Levin or whatever his name is. He could have had other people on there that could have given another perspective. He picked and chose the right people for that fluff piece.
I think it was a smart move at the end of the day to have Vince on there. Why not? And Vince, he did the right thing. I know you may say it was like you question it, but at the end of the day, if you're going to get yourself out there and start turning your own perception around, this is the right smart move. Calculated. He probably did it for free. Going back to a couple comments.
I know Jim Ross was funny with it. He was like, I don't know who did Vince's makeup, but they should be fired.
Yeah. Yeah, he said.
He did look pretty bad.
He did. But he did just come out of a car accident, so, who knows?
You don't know when they filmed that.
Agree with Anthony. We back in the 80s and 90s, no social media, different climate. Kayfabe was real and existed, so we didn't know about personal lives. Nobody really paid attention or cared about, 300 and well, the only reason why we cared about how much they worked is because Ric Flair liked to talk about it. But outside of that, you didn't really care. You just wanted to know you getting an A or the B show when it comes to your town. And then, within kayfabe, you're right, always in the gimmick when you're outside. So that way it's protected. So again, that was something else that, blurred the lines. And then, we also had Anthony said on all the points, how a lot of it was localized or regionalized. So you saw, in Florida, your Florida folks more often, and they're protecting the business. So that's who they are. Until it became
stuff
major.
Happened after kayfabe died.
Well, I know that, but
came out after kayfabe
Anthony's
died.
talking about, back in the day, why we're so emotionally tied into it now is because
if wrestling was at that time the way it was when he's talking about it, we would have never known any of this stuff. But right. That's not the case. As soon as they started putting video cameras on phones and internet and all this and that, you can't hide from that stuff. Somebody's always filming you. You're always on camera.
Yep.
The light is always red on you.
Agreed. And as Joni's saying, it's a good and bad of social. It's cool that you can reach out and get a direct ear to your favorite human being, but at the same time, not everybody needs to have that avenue. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I mean, his own boy set him up. His best friend set him up just for lights and publicity. So I mean, who can you trust?
The Joker?
Say, if you give me the choice between the Joker and a whole lot of people in this world for real, I would take the Joker.
Jack wins out every time, huh?
The Joker's gonna tell you what's up for real.
Yeah. So speaking of what's up,
using one of his lines, why lie when the truth is so much fun?
Yep. All right, well, I guess I got to tell the truth then. KG, I don't like the fact that we can't read your goddamn dry erase board when you write on it. There, I said it.
Okay.
I've been carrying that around for like
a week,
4 years. I guess so. So turning the tide, changing things up for some interesting news that's been happening recently. Shout out to ACD MMA for this post that they did on the X's. But, Paramount buys rights to the UFC for $7.7 billion. So, what's your thoughts on that? A lot of stuff is transitioning over to these streaming services. Is pay-per-view as we used to know it dead now? Because what else do you really watch? The only thing left is boxing, but technically that's HBO and ESPN. So pay-per-view for what? What's the thoughts on that?
I mean, you can't even say boxing anymore because boxing is pretty much on Fight and Triller and all those the different streaming sites. So pay-per-view is pretty much dead right now. I mean, what's the point? What's the point in dealing with pay-per-view when you got all these streaming sites that are willing to put out this kind of money to get their product? And what was that? You said $7.7 billion.
Billion with a B
for that. Well, that just put TKO back in the green.
Yep.
They just took them back, in the black rather. They were behind $3 billion before when they bought WWE. They put themselves in a $3 billion hole. When they got the deal with Netflix, that was what, 1.6?
Yep. Right around there.
And now they got this $7.7 billion from Paramount. And they're talking about, and the story came out here a couple of days ago, within the last couple of days, they're talking about moving the WWE library onto YouTube.
That would be interesting and convenient. I would just bring back.
They're gonna put together another site to make it a subscription site and make you pay $19.99 for it to get into to see the archives. So
that's so very TKO of them. It's interesting now. All the haters, they can't put the VKM in it. You can't say, "Oh, that's just Vince trying to." Nope. He's out that loop. That's Nick Khan, Triple H, and above. Here's a question though from Anthony. Sumo, you may have a little bit of skin in this one. What is our thoughts on rumors that Lorenzo Fertitta is interested in trying to buy TNA from Anthem?
Well, I know that from what I've been reading is that there was when TNA made the deal with WWE for their current relationship, that there was a lease with the option to buy situation going on in the contract. And I think they have, and then on top of that, you got Peacock, who had rights of who had last rights of approval on any deals that went on with them on their end. So they could actually shut down a deal if they think that they want to keep something. So right now you got TNA and AAA that are potentially going to go to Peacock once Raw leaves and goes to, I mean, not Raw, but once Raw, wait a minute, is it? Yeah, Raw is going to leave to go where? Where are they going?
No, Raw's
on Netflix. Raw's on Netflix.
Yeah,
so whenever WWE leaves Peacock, as far as the pay-per-views, that's what it is. When as far as the pay-per-views are concerned, when they leave Peacock still has the opportunity to get AAA and TNA once 2026 comes around. So there's a whole bunch of people that are looking to buy TNA because TNA is a hot property right now.
Thanks to.
Yeah, I mean, of course. That's why it's being done.
Thanks to.
I'm not gonna say you.
No, not to me.
You.
Thanks to the WWE.
Oh yeah. Again, yeah.
People were hating on that decision. TNA, they said, hey, just ride the wave and let's see what we're getting out of the deal.
No, I'm not saying it was a bad deal. I mean, shoot.
No, I didn't say you did. I'm just saying,
put yourself out there. Why not put yourself out there with the people that are doing it the best right now? Who got the most exposure? You just what you're supposed to do. So
yeah. And as they're negotiating this deal, this ties into what Anthony was asking about. Post from WrestleOps a couple of days ago posted that TNA is open to shifting to Wednesday nights to go head-to-head with AEW.
They're trying to keep
super
AEW
discussions within a company to move a WWE associated network as well, like you mentioned, Peacock or somewhere else. But if TNA gets that level of exposure, and I told you, in my opinion, I think they're listening to me. If the day one, let's say they go on Peacock, day one, going up against Dynamite, the first person that walks out of the TNA entranceway is Roman Reigns. Has to be. That right there.
Yeah, you just right now because TNA will end up becoming what NXT used to be.
I agree.
But it will be, now let me I can't say that. I can't say that.
No, you can because think about what NXT was back in the day.
Actually, the new NXT would be Evolve.
Okay, but still, I think TNA would be old NXT. The emotional attachment, the storylines, everything that's going on, that gave us the Charlottes, the Mercedes Monets, and the RKOs, I want to say Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. That's where I was trying to go. Kevin Owens and everybody else. That would be TNA.
They would do with TNA what they should have done with WCW and ECW.
Oh yeah.
They'll keep them as close to what they already are. Give them the WWE rub, and just keep them as a separate entity as they are, instead of trying to meld them into WWE. At least that's what they should do.
Yep,
and they may not do that, but I mean, because right now you got them, you got them majorly influencing AAA right now. I mean, all the changes that they've made to AAA, and which was the reason why I was interested in the show tonight, because being that this is like the first major show that they've done, and the first time that WWE has done one in English language, I just want to see what they're going to do because they've already gotten rid of some people.
And by show, you mean AAA.
I'm talking about AAA. Yeah, I'm talking about AAA. They've already gotten rid of some people. They've already signed people to contracts, WWE contracts out of AAA. They've switched up the ring from a 6-sided ring to a 4-sided ring. They're doing the walk-ups like they do at the beginning of every WWE show now. You're starting to see the WWE influence in AAA already. Which and another one of the main. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be 6 matches on that show tonight. That's going on right now. But the one that I wanted to see that was going to interest me was the very first match, which is their version of the Royal Rumble or their Battle Royal. They have a Battle Royal at all of these major events that they call the Copa Berdal, which is a sponsorship. It's a sponsorship they have with a motor oil company, Berdal, and they have a cup that they give out there for every show for this battle royal. Now, usually these battle royals include the women, the exoticas, the midgets, and everybody in there. So I wanted to see if who they were going to actually have included in this battle royal, especially when it came to the exoticas. Because
define exoticas for those that may not be sure, because they may be thinking a stripper. Define that.
Be far off.
Yeah, define that.
Well, when in Mexican wrestling, when you say exotica, you're pretty much meaning either transgender or transsexual or transvestite, somebody that dresses as a woman or acts as a woman in wrestling.
Right.
There are a few of them that they're very famous and that are very popular within AAA, and it's like it's almost like they're cruiserweights. So they have this niche that they have that makes them. That's one of the things that makes AAA different from any other organization is the exoticas and their use of the smaller people. So,
right.
How they were going to incorporate them into this battle royal, if at all, was going to majorly influence my opinion of this merger that they have with them.
Yeah.
Because to take those two aspects out just majorly changes AAA at a period.
Well, we'll see. That's Aaron. It already started, so we'll be wrapping up soon, so that way we can pivot and check that out. There's a question that was asked. KG, I'll let you tell me what you think about it. This is from Anthony, and what do you think? Is it really true, or is it looking like, per Dave Meltzer and his idea, that the WWE is only doing things or maneuvering and helping TNA in certain ways, so that way they could put AEW out of business? Or is he saying it because, he's a Tony Khan fanboy and he's just drinking the Tony Khan Kool-Aid and, WWE is the devil?
Number one, I take whatever Dave Meltzer says as a grain of salt. You just kind of throw it over your shoulder and keep it moving. Meltzer is such a hater.
He's an AEW mark.
Yeah. And he hates WWE with a passion and anything they do, and then it's just always something with him. But you take what Dave Meltzer says as a grain of salt. I'm a Cornette man. If Cornette said that, it's gospel. But Cornette didn't say that. I ain't banging with it.
All right. Understandable. And I will say this to wrap up, this component. If TNA goes, show for show with AEW on the same day, then, in my opinion, Roman Reigns comes out. The only way to counteract Roman Reigns is to have MJF come out and vintage. I know it's weird to say vintage MJF and let him just go off and break the fourth wall and talk about TNA and and just go ham. So, that's just my 2.5 cents on that lovely piece of something there. So, I believe KG, we got somebody that will be bringing in to give another point of view. If you will go ahead and do the intro.
Well, this person don't need no intro because she been here before. This is our WNBA insider, and for her to show up on a Saturday night is an honor. So I got to give it up for the homie JoJo. And she has
welcome.
To say.
Welcome.
Hi, JoJo.
Welcome, guys. I didn't mean to bar them and put my 2-3 cents into it, but it's like I'm going back to, and I know we kind of going back, my bad guys, on to how I felt like how Hogan, and we're talking about this is I'm going back a little bit, my bad.
That's okay.
As far as people who you look up to and think that these people are, now I've learned way past that. I'm 46 right now. But when I was a little girl, and that little girl saw Hulk Hogan, who looked like her for me, her father. Not only that, everything he brought to was I'm a real American hero. All my family fought in the war and everything. So for me, I'm using me as an example. It's not everybody. I want to make that clear to the audience. So that's why I had to really make a statement, because for me, it really touched me when I heard him talk about Black people in the N-word negativity on his daughter dating them. Now I will say this. Let me be clear first before, because I know we have all kinds of genres, racist following our podcast. I say our because KG is my hour, meaning that I'm going to always be respectful to everything he has going on and what he got going on, because this is a friendly podcast, everything, but sometimes you have to put in life instances and things that matter to you. And it can matter to anyone, white, Black, Asian, doesn't matter. You feel me? But for me, Hulk Hogan reminded me so much of my dad because he looked a lot like him. One, right? I posted that. Someone said that. Two, American hero. Like when he ripped off that shirt, like it was just like that song coming down. I am a real like this is what always for me went through my mind every time. Like this is my guy, this is my man. And then to hear what he said about African American man, now we all have, and I will say this, we always say, oh, we don't want somebody murdering somebody, but the racist words used, for me, I can't divide from the person and the character.
Right.
Because you're around, not only that, you're around a bunch of Black African American men. Like all the time. So when you're using certain words, even around your closest friends, in my opinion, that means you always thought these things. And guess what? I'm not saying this okay, but if that's how you were raised and what you're doing, I'm not negating it. But don't try to give me a fake, false apology. See, for me, one thing I said, and you may hate to hear this, and I can say a little bit. I can say about a lot of these maggots and trumpets. A lot of them have been saying it for a long time. Trump has it, but a lot of them have, and he's aligning themselves with these people who are biggest, racist, and every homophobic thing in the world. Okay, so if you are now just coming out only because you are around a good friend or whatever it would be, and you use an N word as a white man, for me. That's very touching. Very, I can't dismiss it. And then you said, yes, I am a racist. He said that in that whole post.
Mhm.
If you they didn't show the whole thing. Yes, he said I am a racist. So that's what made me go back. So I'm just going back onto that because guys, Hulk Hogan was my main man, man. My main 100%. So I can agree with some stuff, but on this point, all I know is this: it's hard to discredit one when they've not only said it, but then loudly said they are racist. Said it in that little rant, and unfortunately, he was recorded saying it. So for me, I can't do that. Even with R. Kelly and Kill Bill and everybody else, they show you what they want you to see, and it's there. But unfortunately, money blinds people, in my opinion, and that's what goes on. So and that's why I said, listen, that kind of like stopped watching me from me watching wrestling.
Right.
It did. I'm gonna be real with you. It did. I didn't want to say no about it because even if you are people hanging around that situation and you're not saying nothing and being complicit, you're still a part of the problem. Now, if Hulk Hogan wasn't saying, we don't. Who knows? I'm calling him Hulk Hogan because it's my guy. And Hulk Hogan, who I know, to see him say that on live, on getting caught up, that hurt my feelings. And
Yep.
I just cannot and won't appreciate it. And I understand. Listen, I'm not negating anyone's points here, but I'm talking about for someone like me, uh, I can't do it. And that's why I had to hit KG and said, can I get on live? Because that's wrong. And I just want you to understand. And I get it. Yeah, we got to try to separate it, but some things can't be separated, especially when it was said negatively, not once, but twice, and said, I am a racist. He literally said that in that rant. So
Yeah.
I
Oh
just
no,
want you to,
I get you.
and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general. I'm not knocking anyone for who they care about, but I'm just saying like that. We got to remember, like, in black or white, don't matter to me. I'm not doing that for nobody that's literally on live TV or live something I caught you in and forgiving you, like Bill Cosby, who literally said he drugged a woman, and the DA, I mean the DNA, sorry, the NDA said he couldn't say anything, and we said he got off on technicality. We got to start thinking about what's happening in the bigger picture. In my opinion, that's all, bro. That's all. That's
Yeah.
all I wanted to say.
I mean,
But
no,
listen,
I
I love
appreciate it.
wrestling, but it left me from it. But the fact that I'm watching you guys now, I may got to go back to appreciating them more, especially for the black women and all women and everybody for real, for real. But for me,
Yeah.
I love I just want you to know that. That's all, and I just
Well,
want
no,
you to
no,
know that.
we appreciate
Uh,
everybody's opinion, and you feel just like a lot of folks in the world felt in reference to just getting
that
disappointed and let
that
down.
hurt that hurt my
Uh,
feelings a lot.
yeah, that's
It did.
something that you wouldn't expect from somebody that
And then
uh,
this was about 15,
spent
20
your
years
life
ago, and then
with.
here it coming back again, and he's still not like it's a genuine apology, and it's also something it's not genuine. You only said
Yeah,
your apology back then because you really weren't just. But guess what? I would respect him more to say, "Hey, I just felt that way."
yeah,
Now
but I mean,
it's easy to say that now because we can see the thing, but I just
I mean, the
I
world said how they felt. Unfortunately, now that we know it was his last, wrestling
rest in
appearance.
peace. But guess what? I'm
Uh,
not resting.
but
I'm not resting easy because
they
he's those are,
they
you're
showed him.
racist. You don't
Hold on,
like you
Jojo.
don't.
Hold
I'm
on,
sorry.
Jojo. They showed him how they felt about that situation when he got booed out the arena, trying to come out and be Hulk Hogan. So he got to
Yeah.
see, what his actions did and how it changed, from him being welcomed everywhere and being able to
To
do
like a
everything to the kids
icon.
to not have that. So,
Uh
some can argue it was good for him to see before he left that, hey, when he had to get to the pearly gates. That's a
Yeah,
penance he's
I
going to
think
have
so.
to
I
pay.
think, I think that was a good thing for him to see.
But
I agree with that.
there's a couple arguments there. It'll never be finalized. Because
You're
some
right.
may say,
You're right.
well, the person that said that I'm a racist was Terry. Hulk Hogan never said, or Terry never said Hulk Hogan's a racist.
That's true.
If he says
Well,
I, by birth was Terry. So, there's going to be arguments back and forth,
there'll be arguments. You're
but
right.
we will always have the memories that, we could go to that were positive.
My image,
And
my image will be a
that's
little bit
also
dated,
the
but
third
I
part of
love you
that.
guys are talking about this, and I appreciate that. Thank you guys. I'm glad you put me on to the show because it means a
Yeah.
lot. Like I said, I may not agree with everything, but I'm gonna be listening and tactful. You're right. It will be something people to think about, but for me, it's tainted and it just like ruined me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, come
To
back.
be
There's
helpful, but
always somebody else.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back.
My childhood hero has,
KG,
was it 11
I'm
dates?
coming back.
So you can come join the John Cena
Thank
train.
you. Thank you for listening, and thank you for appreciating if you listening to me.
Hang on and
That's all I
ride
want
with
to
us
need.
to the end. We don't got too much more to go.
Okay, okay, what we doing? We're doing
But
that. Guess what we
speaking
doing?
of folks coming back, Sumo may be excited to know just a quick little Triple Mania thing to get people to take a look, and you can tell them where they can see Triple Mania. But this is courtesy of WWE. You can see
This is what you call a dream.
huge attraction coming back to Triple Mania. They've rumored it.
Wait a minute, that's a
He's
big
going to be
guy.
an attraction. They're going to put some effort into him, so you can see that he's part of the Battle Royal that you talked about. So don't get too much trouble. WWE, they're haters, but
Wow.
just wanted to put over Triple Mania thanks to WWE on X. So you've got a larger than life giant, one of the very few going down there and making it. But I will ask this: when you look at that, does that look like Triple Mania, or does that look like a WWE broadcast?
That looks dope. I gotta follow that.
From that little bit right there, it's looking like a WWE broadcast.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, because if that were not if it were a AAA, they would have had more wide shots of him. I mean, of course, you want to get up close to him, but they would have had more wide shots of him because that's what they do. They usually do when you first coming out, they do a wide shot of you, and because their Titantrons are usually very, very large, very big. So, and then they have a big presentation of everybody coming in, and they have a long introduction of you coming in. But I'm seeing from that little bit.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm
this
seeing
ain't funny.
that.
This ain't funny, Sumo. You brought this on talking about everybody need to be in it. You brought this on.
My glasses up.
You brought this on. Come on, man.
That's Masquerada. I mean, that's one of the greatest luchadors ever in the world, in the history of wrestling.
Andre the Giant just kicked Willow. That ain't right, man.
What you talking about?
That's black on Mexican crime.
You saw that Ricky show in this little bit and whatnot. You don't see what happened after that. Masquerada Serrata put a whooping on that damn boy already. I'm just letting you know. As a matter of fact, he probably already eliminated Omos from the Battle Royal.
Why you giving up the story? I'm trying to get people to go watch it.
I'm just telling you. I'm just trying to those that don't know about AAA and Masquerada Serrata. I'm just telling you. And God forbid Michael Man come up in there. Michael Man come up in there.
That's all I'm saying. He had to kick that little dude like that. That's disrespectful.
Like a roach.
I mean, all 3'9" of Micro Man and whatnot gonna turn that whole place out.
Now, if you was to pick him up and throw him onto the Sunday Rise, you know what I'm saying? That'd be
okay. Question. So the Sunday Rise, what is the Sunday Rise moving on somebody like me? What's the Sunday Rise so we can all tell the people?
Go ahead, KG.
Well, I'm glad you asked. The Sunday Rise is the premier show that you get up with at 11 a.m. on a Sunday. And it's myself, the Midnight Rider, the Gentleman Jack. We get you right to start the week. Cover all the weekend's headlines, tell you what's going on during the week. We got football season come up, so that should be your pregame show before the pregame show. So we should be your pregame show during the football season for 18 weeks. So we got a couple of things we need to talk about in the morning. We got an NCAA punishment that we need to talk about. We need to talk about WNBA and them calling the initial offer for the CBA a slap in the face, but
it was
really it was. I don't know if I agree with that, JoJo. If you
we'll
free
talk
tomorrow,
about it. We'll talk about it. I'm off tomorrow, but go ahead, continue. But we
okay.
we talking about the WWE and everything else. Let's go.
But tomorrow we got to talk about the WNBA because that right there, it rubbed me the wrong way calling that a slap in the face when you were going to raise salary from $66,000 minimum to $250,000. I don't think that's a slap in the face. You tell me that I'm going to go from making $60,000 a year to $250,000. Yeah, that's going to change my life. So,
can y'all talk about one thing? Put a shameless plug out for Sunday Rise.
She said stifle yourself.
WWE.
Yeah, it's a little different tone since you talked about the WNBA. Can you please have a spark a discussion about NBA 2K26 and to see what the feeling is?
That's KG5. That's KG.
What the feeling is about being able to have a game with mixed gender.
Ooh,
because that is a feature.
I think that's kind of dope.
So
hold on,
if you
KG,
didn't know
so
KG, but,
you played it.
Maybe that's something to have a conversation about and just get the feel of the folks and see what the thought is. But yeah,
I'm on.
So you actually going to be able to make teams with mixed gender teams?
Absolutely.
Wow. That's big.
And the first legitimate time ever. It's been done before, but you had to kind of work around it and create characters and do all this other stuff. But legitimately, Angel Reese, LeBron James, and Caitlin Clark can all be on the same team with Kobe. And Jordan. I mean, you could really make a dream team if you wanted to.
I love it.
So
go ahead,
that'd
KG.
be interesting to see if that is actually done. So talk about it, KG, in the morning.
That's outside of my realm. So I've already told y'all I haven't played a video game since Miss Pac-Man.
Hey,
so
I
know nothing about
this. What you just heard. This not about a video game, but this is what you just heard. You got certain players being with certain players. So what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's a good thing. I can see that. Especially with the disparaging salaries that are going on right now with everything going on. I mean, that's more revenue coming toward the ladies. Yeah. So why not do that? It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. So yeah, kudos to the 2K and NWA and the NBA rather, and I said NWA. Wow,
no, I say NWA. Like,
that lets you know what my head is. But
that's all right. We're gonna fold it back into wrestling. To wrap things up because I want you, Sumo, to speak to what we're seeing now. Sami Callihan retiring after emergence. From wrestling at TNA Emergence. So, I know you've been a fan and you talked about Sami Callihan in the past or some of his epic matches. What's your thoughts on, him finally deciding to, as you can see here, leave the boots in the ring?
Yeah, it was sad to watch. I didn't know if this was I didn't remember hearing whether this was a stipulation for the match or not.
It was him versus Mike Santana. Loser retires.
Okay, so yeah, for him to go out the way he did, in what was supposed to be a hardcore match, he's had a long history of wrestling all over the world in hardcore matches and just being in that hardcore influence in different organizations that wasn't really having a hardcore at all. it was he's gonna be missed. I mean, it's not there's not too many real hardcore wrestlers that are still in the business now. I mean, since you have a lot of those guys from ECW who have retired or have passed on, and I mean, you still got those guys in CZW that are still going. You know, the newer guys, but I mean, this is like one of the guys who was trained by the originals. You know, this is somebody that's like an authentic hardcore guy, you know,
right?
Like going back to the Terry Funk influence, that type thing. So you're not going to have too many of those left in wrestling right now. So for him to, I mean, kudos to him.
Great question. While you're talking about that, who would you consider true hardcore? You already mentioned one, Terry Funk. I mentioned one, Mick Foley. Who else would you put in that true hardcore category?
Like Bob Holly.
That you mean that are living or that are wrestling now, or
of all time, or in general, that are just out of that true hardcore mold? Terry Funk,
I mean, hell,
Mick Foley.
You got Necro Butcher. You got Bruiser Brody from back in the day. Abdullah the Butcher, New Jack. I mean, it's so many. I mean, and a lot of, like I said, a lot of these guys have passed on or have just retired altogether. So I mean,
Abyss.
Yeah, it's starting to hardcore as we grew up knowing it is pretty much becoming extinct. You had once they started including like the John Moxleys of the world, I'll say, when they started, or the Nick Gages, where they started including the fluorescent light bulbs and the beds of nails and things, the cinder blocks, things of that nature, where they evolved hardcore wrestling. Where these guys are still blading. I mean, you still got some of these guys like a John Moxley who will get some color the hard way. I mean, you got a Swerve Strickland.
I'm about to say that when you throw Swerve
around, he was going around jabbing people with
himself,
gigging themselves and all this and that. But to have somebody go out there and almost kill themselves doing this, Nick Gage. Got to go back to Nick Gage. Well, during the Tournament of Death, that he almost killed himself. He cut a carotid artery on his arm, and had to get air flighted out of the venue to a hospital, and almost bled out to death. So I mean, not saying that that's a good thing, but this is the hardcore wrestling that we grew up on.
Right.
You're starting to lose. You're starting to get to the tail end of folks like that, like the Mick Foley versus Terry Funk in a exploding ring match. All
right. Well, let me throw this wrench in you because I know JoJo's talking about getting into wrestling more. JoJo wanted to start looking at wanted to watch a hardcore match that would sum up what true hardcore is. What would you pick? Oh, that's a huge undertaking to just narrow it down.
I just mentioned it.
An introductory match.
Mick Foley versus, like I just said, Mick Foley versus Terry Funk in that match back in, I think it was like 92, something like that. You got Onita. There was a lot of Onita matches in Japan back in those what was the name of that organization? I can't think of the name of the organization now. But
we'll make it something easy to watch. Something easy to watch. So we can YouTube that Mick Foley versus Terry Funk.
You can YouTube Mick Foley and Terry Funk.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that's on YouTube.
So we know you could easily get that one.
Yeah, you can easily get that one. A lot of those CCW ones.
Anthony's agreeing with you about Onita.
A lot of the CCW Tournament of Death matches you can probably get to. A lot of the Japanese hardcore matches you could probably find on Reddit or YouTube.
Okay.
Hell, if I was to give you one like more modern day, something that would probably be easier to get to, maybe Edge versus Mick Foley.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Or actually, she just watched The Rock beat the crap out of Foley with the damn chair. That was just disturbing in itself. I'll never forget that image. The sound of the chair going up against the skull of Mick Foley, unprotected. You're like, man, dude, just like you gonna kill this man for real.
I mean, a lot of the early ECW days when they weren't on television, when they were just on tape.
Let me ask you a question before all that. We're moving past that. I'm gonna use. See, this I was asking about, like, who can I come back to see? And I'm using like the recently, like, dogs. You feel me? So my question is this. So, matter of fact, hold on, let me go back. So, are you saying that The Rock would have lost to a lot of people you just named previously before I go into my next comment? So you're saying The Rock. Now, outside of anything else, I'm talking about full-fledged Rock. Who is he losing to?
Well, no, we were talking about him beating the hell out of Mick Foley with the steel chair.
Yeah, it was just, and then guess what? Then it was something that happened that made me respond back. Because you said something about something else. I'm sorry, the Nubian Sumo. You said something else that you said. I'm trying to figure out. So, who would have been? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's we cover a lot here at the show.
It's been a lot.
We change direction like the wind. So,
but I love it. My question is: so The Rock, who can't The Rock beat that you think he can't beat with the old NWE, NWO John? Let me know.
Who's somebody that The Rock cannot beat?
Cannot beat. Outside of, I'm X out this. I'm X out OGs. I'm X out Undertaker and all this. No, I said X out Undertaker. X out Brock. I'm asking you, because that's why I said let me X out some people. Who can he beat? Who? That you think, in your opinion?
Somebody that can beat The Rock on a regular basis. Somebody that The Rock could not defeat.
Yes, outside of the two I just named. Outside of everybody else who was in I love Hulk Hogan. So out of everybody else, who can he beat?
There are two answers to that.
Yeah.
Okay. There are two answers to that.
Damn, I have to get that.
Okay, now the kayfabe answer would be nobody. Because The Rock is who The Rock is.
Okay.
So I mean,
I don't want the answer.
There are not too many people. There are not too many people out there that can actually say that they've defeated The Rock.
But yet,
you got your Triple H's and you got your Undertakers like you're talking about.
My question is, who do you think can beat him?
Now, okay, so I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. Okay, so that's the kayfabe version of that question. The non-kayfabe version of that question is anybody can beat The Rock because hear me out now. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Because the person who is booking the match, who's promoting the match, decides who wins that match. And depending on the storyline and what's best for business will determine whether or not The Rock would win that match or not.
Okay, see, that's not.
Anybody could be.
So my point is, I never knew that.
Now, if you talk now, there's a third answer to that question.
Okay.
If you're talking about straight up real life,
see, I'm talking about straight up, but see my thing. I think maybe I'm delusional, and it's real live, guys, because I'm thinking this is not. Some of it is like, playful, but at the same time, for me, I'm thinking that ain't no man going to be beaten by no other man. So now what you're saying makes a lot of sense of why people lose or stuff like that. So this is a real talk situation. I never really known this. I'm 46. The first time I know this. Because so man, I'm thinking about these guys who want to be beat by somebody. Who want to, regardless of what kind of, regardless of what kind of orchestration going on, I want to lose to another man on being an L on my record. So the fact that you're saying that makes a whole big difference on my whole output on everything, because ain't no way nobody gonna beat me. I'm not orchestrated. I don't want to happen. It will never happen. So now you guys are, hold on, not only you, everybody here said it, but I've always been so lost to the point where I don't want to believe it. But now
that's a good place to be, because you're one of the few people, and there's a lot out there. I won't say few, but you're one of a group of people that are still in the mix
don't want to tell you that you're wrong, and now I know I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Right.
I'm wrong.
You were right
because
where you
ain't no man gonna beat me. Ain't no man gonna beat me to make nobody beat me.
You are right where you need to be, JoJo. Because that is the point of professional wrestling.
Here's the thing, JoJo.
I might have
You're still a believer in kayfabe, which is good. Which is a good thing.
I'm wrong.
And I'm not saying this to be insulting, but in the world of kayfabe, this is a good thing I'm about to say. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, but guess what? When you start talking about people and you're talking to them, and you're not saying it's necessarily a gif on stuff, but you might just let stuff go. Like, I don't want to hear about that. And I'm gonna to hear about it. I appreciate that. I'm into that. I appreciate that. But at the same time, it's like, so now I gotta start looking back at some of these things.
Don't change your perspective.
No, I do. I gotta change it. I gotta change it. I gotta change it because I'm thinking about real men fighting real battles and doing real things. So this is in the 80s. Now I know it's different. I'm talking about back then. So it's real niggas, excuse my language. Real men and women doing real things. And now all of a sudden it's different. So I have to really reevaluate certain things, but guess what? I get it, but I like it.
Dang it. KG, I feel like we just said Santa's not we
just told Santa the Easter Bunny wasn't real.
You told me.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
KG,
I said not the only one coming down the
KG,
tree.
you told me, ain't nothing going on. Yeah, something's going on. We see it. You see my hand? You.
JoJo, you got some fans out there.
I mean, you pretty much asked the wrong person.
Yeah, that was a loaded question that you weren't.
That was a loaded question that I
appreciate that. I appreciate it.
What I should have did at first was I should have used the Matrix reference.
No,
I said, do you want the red pill or do you want the blue pill?
I want the real pill.
A Sumo, on a positive side,
but
that explains the comments and the emotion and the feeling about what Hogan did.
Hold on, stop.
Now the whole picture is painted.
Stop. Hold on,
because
can I say this real quick? No, don't use Hogan in none of this.
No. I'm saying that the way your perception and the way you were explaining how you felt about Hogan,
yeah, okay, I got you.
you're
Yeah.
still
That's a real
you're
feel.
still in the
That
what
shit
we call
it made me
kayfabe,
mad.
or the make believe
No, it wasn't make me
of what
believe. It
the
was
sport
the fact
is.
what I saw and I thought what it was when he did
Yeah,
was the
but
people.
your perception of Hogan is the same as your perception as of The Rock. That larger than life, that superhero. Nobody's
But
going to
guess
beat.
what?
Dwayne's going to kick out. Haku Machete is awesome.
But then it's like,
all that
here they
stuff.
come.
And
They
then
hit
you
me
come
with
on
like
our
3,
show and
4,
like these
5,
daggone mother freaking
all these
marks.
bullets run around the corner. But one
Kick over
thing
the
some people
coffee.
didn't.
KG, you should have said we was that time right before Sumo went ahead and said something.
No, but Sumo right, because it's what? He's still being real because he still never negated from what he said about everything he talked about. But he never said these people weren't wrong or they should not be dragged as they should. See, he's absolutely putting apart the the athlete and the what you call 'em, you feel me? The athlete and the person. But for somebody like me, it's hard to because so many times I went around this. Everything I went around is just not working right. Hulk Hogan, that's my guy. Look, my dad was, and I even gave him a grace, even when I heard he said it back in 2015. And guess what I said? Well, he still never just negated nothing. So listen, and then it goes back to
Center
everybody else
square.
we
Center
try to.
square, Sam.
It's like a whole bunch of guess what? But I do know certain people in our lives. They may not agree with some stuff, but they still gonna try to say, "Hey, it's about sports. It's about this." But we have to understand is it's not. Unfortunately, it's not because guess what? We always get put. Never mind. I'm going to. All I know is in our realm of right now of our nice a nice epic man. I love you guys, my black men and women. You guys have taught me a lot about sports and black men, women, everything, white, black, doesn't matter. Perspectives. And you all need to be praised and thank you for keeping me grounded. Thank you for keeping me on
Don't
the
put us
strength
over too
of
much.
nothing.
You you
No,
you
no,
have been
no,
on a
no,
couple
no.
episodes.
No. See what I'm saying? But thank you
we
guys for keeping
what,
me on the
did we
point
start
of
last week with
to keep
penises?
it because guess what? Look at KG.
Was that
Yeah, look
right?
at KG over laughing.
Wasn't that last week's
KG.
episode? Wasn't that a penis? Didn't y'all start talking about penises
No,
We were
well,
talking about the
and
WNBA.
I
We
vagina?
talking about
stopped
the
the
Was that
green
7 days
penis.
dildos,
ago?
yeah.
Time went by quick. So yeah,
Stop the
don't put us
penis.
over too
I
much.
stopped the penis.
We'll be right back in the muck before you know
The
it.
penis dildos. I stopped it
After these
because
messages, we'll be right back.
I stopped the penis dildos. The penis dildos because guess what? KG was always trying to ask her, well, what are they doing? It was penis. It's raggedy penis dildos stuff. But guess what? We moved past it. But listen, hey
Oh,
guys, not for real. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for listening to me. Appreciate
no
y'all.
problem.
And hoping to see y'all again next time. KG, everybody here, man, appreciate you guys. And guess what? It's always something big until someone hears you and listens to the last thing you can hear about being a human being and a person.
That's right. No, we appreciate you. You gotta be able to come on here and
KG, I'm gonna get
get
KG,
your piece out. So we appreciate you getting your
hey
impression
guys,
out.
guys
Keep
have
your
a
blinders on when you come back to
and you keep your
WWE or whatever
blinders
you
on
watch.
and keep your filters on, keep your being a great man on. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
All
Obviously, she was
right.
talking about me about the great man part, not you two. But
See?
it's true.
Well, as
So,
long as I'm champion, I'm the greatest of them all. So,
oh Lord, anybody got time for that?
And look, y'all,
So
man.
Sam,
Thank y'all, man.
hey,
Thank you
no,
guys for having me part of this.
All right, JoJo.
all right, JoJo, you have a good one.
hey, KG, Sam said we wouldn't even know if there was a penis on that dry erase board.
Man.
Hey, look, we're going to end this on an interesting, I guess you could call it semi-historical note. And then we'll be done here. So, courtesy of Drainmaker pointed this out on X this week. That's as of a couple days ago now. Okada is the longest reigning AEW championship holder of all time at 509 days, eclipsing Jade Cargill at 508 days. So just to throw a little bit of respect on Jade's name, 508 days as a champion for a major promotion is still nothing to scoff at for those that, like to diminish her impact to the wrestling industry. So I just wanted to point that out there, that it took 509 days as a champion to be able to move past the storm of Jade Cargill. Make y'all feel better about something. And on a
And if we're gonna talk about that, then we can talk about Athena,
of course,
who's getting ready to pass 1,000 days.
Well, she's got to beat Mia, right? Isn't that something? Folks are like, she can't beat Mina because nobody's beat Mina or Mia, whatever the hell her name is.
Mina Shirakawa.
Yeah.
Well, she's the television champion right now.
Yeah, but she's undefeated or something.
She may be I think she may be undefeated in AEW. Yeah, she may be in Ring of Honor too.
Well, she's about to be defeated. So Anthony's asking if we would consider Bruiser Brody as a hardcore wrestler like the Funks Foley and everybody in ECW.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially in his Japan
early
runs.
Words. Yeah.
Especially when he was in Japan, going up against Stan Hansen and Abdullah the Butcher and Onita and Giant Baba and who's Antonio Inoki.
And all I heard that Giant Baba. Good Lord.
I mean, you go into. I mean,
yeah,
he was bleeding. He was bleeding and using weapons and whatnot pretty much during his whole run as a wrestler. So yeah, I mean, when you talk about hardcore wrestling, Bruiser Brody is right there amongst all of them. So yeah, no doubt.
Agreed. So all right, we got that. Wrap it up. That bell. Great show. A lot of interaction. Appreciate Sam, JoJo, Anthony. For chiming in. Everybody's always welcome to get in the chat. We're going to promote you. We're going to put you out there. We're going to comment on you. And then those that are watching on all the platforms, we appreciate you. We got some interesting things to come down the pike. Once again, the Wrestlemaniacs, when it comes down to what we do for 7 years now, we're going to continue to elevate, innovate, and put things to the next level. So, we may be, spinning a plate, making a pie, transitioning, and then things may be different. So just keep watching as we continue to evolve. 7 years down the pike, it's crazy that it's been that long from, the god dang Anchor and putting a headset on and plugging it into a cell phone to now being able to see each other. How many times? 7 years. That's a lot of meals KG has had during the show.
A lot of Hot Pockets.
That's a lot. God damn. What? I'm just saying. It just came to me. That's a lot. Damn, KG.
Always the Hot Pockets, but
they could make a Broadway musical on that. That's almost rent right there.
Man, I'm trying to get you a sponsorship, man. I'm working hard to get you a sponsorship.
Hot Pockets.
It's cool because I'm getting ready to go get me some ice cream anyway, so it's okay.
Oh, what brand?
I prefer Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, that's a lot of Ben and Jerry's. 7 years worth of Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, wait, since we talk about confectionaries.
Oh, snap. He used the proper term.
I was introduced to the new Snickerdoodle King today.
Who?
Yeah, apparently, for those that aren't aware, there's always been a war here in the DC area between Iverson Mall and Forestville Mall as to who puts out the best Snickerdoodle cookie.
Okay.
And it's been going on for a very long time, but apparently there's a new king.
Hopefully it's the Great Cookie and Security Mall in Catonsville, Maryland.
No, actually it's a standalone on St. Barnabas called Pro Cakes.
Pro Cakes.
Yes,
That was one of the ones that ended up on the Food Network or something.
I don't know. Like they could have been, but they do it. Come to find out, Iverson Mall and Forestville Mall have been getting mass-produced dough from some other company.
Oh,
and just baking them off in the stores.
So they're not even fresh.
But Pro Cakes is doing everything from scratch. And me and Raj, and I was telling Raj about it. Raj came over here to smoke a cigar with me earlier today, and shout out to him. He went to New York this week to go get his daughter to take her back to Spelman for this week, and she did her thing up in New York with the New York Liberty and the Brooklyn Nets,
right?
Working with them. So congratulations to her. And that run that she did, that little tour she did.
Heck yeah, and we trying to get some tickets.
But I was telling him about what I read, and he was like, "Well, it's right up the street. Let's go. Let's go check it out." And we got there, and we were told that y'all were the new king. Y'all were the new kings of the snickerdoodles. And the girl was like, "Hold on a second." Went back and got us 2 cookies. We sat there and ate them junks. It was like, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
New king in town. So
you got it.
If you get it, if you're ever in the DC area, southeast, and you decide you want to cross the border into Maryland, and you want to hit up St. Barnabas Road.
Just follow the percolator music, and then it'll get you there. Leave the go-go.
Nah, you gotta go.
Roll into the percolator.
You gotta go up. You gotta go up 95 a little bit more to get to the percolator.
Oh no, trust me. The moment you cross Maryland, it's
about another 45 minutes to an hour from here.
Oh no, I guarantee you can get 92Q over there too.
Very shaky, very shaky.
But it's there. Friday nights.
Because as soon as we walked in, they had Chuck on. So,
oh Lord,
call the storm on Monday.
Tuesday just bad.
Oh Lord. Hey, wrap that up, B. Good idea. Good show, like I said. Thank you everybody for participating. Yep, I agree, Sam. That's a long ass snickerdoodle promo. We got the Midnight Rider talking about 92.3 ain't playing house like that. That's a tragedy. Oh God. Can you give Sam some R. Kelly? He really wants you to start peeing on people. So please go ahead and give him some piss on you, please. Can you?
Since we getting ready to get out of here, my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes.
There you go. Ladies, take your drawers off. Diversify your bonds with that one.
Konnichiwa, bitches.